I'm back. I still haven't been reading a lot, but I have actually sat down to make a video not an entire year after my last one. So, I'm gonna count that as progress. Today I wanted to do a tag, and it's a pretty old tag, but it seemed like a lot of fun, so I just wanted to do it anyways. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing the Charmed book tag based off of the TV show Charmed, which I freaking love. I actually haven't finished it because, to be honest with you, I think it was like season 7 maybe, or 6 maybe. They brought in Chris, and then some stuff happened. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't watched it yet, but some stuff happened, and then the character Chris left, and then I was really mad because I really liked him, and then I just kind of stopped watching it and never finished it. So I fully intend to finish it at some point or another, but I haven't yet, but I'm gonna do this tag anyways because it seemed like a lot of fun. This tag was originally created by My Books Are Me, and I will link her video down below. She was really great. You should definitely go check that out. And you've probably seen it because it was a very, very long time ago. But you know what? I don't care because I wanted something to film, and this seemed like a lot of fun. So we're gonna do it. Okay, so this first question, the actual intro part of the question's real long. I'm definitely gonna read it off of the paper I have sitting in front of me, FYI. So the first question is, in this night and in this hour, I call upon the ancient powers. Bring your power to we sisters three. We want the power. Give us the power. The question is a book or series that started you off on the magical journey of reading. So for this one, I actually don't have the books anymore. I had them when I was in elementary school, and so I don't have them anymore, unfortunately. I think I got rid of them the first time I moved, so it was a while ago. And those are the Fablehaven books. I will put a picture right here. I loved Fablehaven. The author was Brandon Mull. The reason I chose these was because these obviously weren't the first books that super got me into reading, but they were the first books that got me super into fantasy. I absolutely adored these books. They're about these two kids who go to, I think it's maybe their grandparents' house or family member's house, that is basically on a magical plot of land where there are creatures and witches living in the woods and fairies and all kinds of stuff, and they go on these adventures on this plot of land while they're staying with their family, which I just honestly, I thought it was so fun. I loved it. I've always loved Fablehaven. One day I want to go back and reread them just because of how much I loved them the first time, but I'll get around to that at some point. I don't know when. Okay, so the second one is a house, place, or world you would like to live in, based off the Hallowell Manor. And so for this one, I picked kind of a strange answer, I think, but The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. This is just The Magician's Nephew, which is the first one, but I don't know why. I'm obsessed with these books. I read them as a kid with my dad. We read them together, so that was just a good memory for me, I guess. And I love the world of Narnia. I mean, despite the fact that it's under control of an evil witch as of the second book, but I think it's really interesting in the first book, just all of the magical stuff that happens there, and our lovely talking lion. I love Narnia. I really do. I think it'd be fun. I don't know that I'd want to live there, but I'd love to visit, for sure. Okay, so this third question is Prue Hallowell, name a kick-ass female lead. So for this one, I had to pick two because I wanted to do something a little bit different that I don't talk about 24/7. But, of course, I still had to include Audrey Rose because I love her to death, and this is just my Mass Market paperback copy. I have the hardcover copy. This was easier to carry into my room because this is one of the ones that I keep on a bookshelf in my living room, and I was being lazy. So, fun backstory that you probably didn't need. Anyways, I love Audrey Rose. She is just amazing. She doesn't give a crap about what anybody else thinks of her, what society has to say. She is going to do what she's passionate about and what she loves, and I think that that's so inspiring. Now for something a little bit different, because I don't want to just, honestly, I could use Stalking Jack the Ripper and Audrey Rose for literally everything, all the time. I'm also going to go with Celaena Sardothien, if I could speak. Celaena Sardothien from Throne of Glass. I've not finished this. I know that's not her name in future books, but I'm going based just solely off of this first book, Throne of Glass. I have read a couple others, but I'm going based just off of this one. she's freaking cool, y'all. I mean, just, again, she doesn't care what other people think of her, and she is strong, like, physically, but also, like, mentally and emotionally. She's just a very strong person, and she's just really cool. She's a pretty dope character. I think she's pretty kick-ass. Alright, number 4 is Piper Hallowell, who, I just have to throw this out there, my favorite Hallowell. Love her to death. And the question is your bookish mom. So for this one, I had to go Maura Sargent from the Raven Boys. I think that she is pretty cool. I don't know. I don't really have a specific reason, like, I can't really articulate why I feel that way. I just really, really enjoy reading the scenes with Maura in them. I feel like she's very supportive of Blue, and I just think that that's really cool. We stand a supportive mom for sure. Okay, so sorry for the repeat, but number 5, Phoebe Hallowell, is a character you wish you knew the future of, or a character you can't wait to see the future of. And of course, I'm repeating the Raven Boys, because I love Gansey specifically, but Gansey and Blue, both of them, I love. And as of the end of the series, I love the ending of the series, don't get me wrong, but I do wish that, we got to see a little bit more of their lives, because, slight spoiler alert, I feel like them all splitting up at the end was just a little bit sad for me, and I'd love to see their future, and I'd love that. And I know that the author is actually, Maggie Stiefvater, is coming out with another series based on Ronan Lynch, and I will definitely read them at some point in the future. They're not super high up on my priority list currently, just because I have so many books that I own right now that I haven't read, and I don't really have the money to go out and buy more, because I'm a broke college student, so yeah. But I'll read them at some point, but I really am interested to know what happens to Blue and Gansey for sure. Okay, number 6 is Paige Matthews, a series you were late to the party with. And side note about Charmed specifically, I was not a fan of Paige. I really did not particularly like her. Although, to be fair, I wasn't a huge fan of Prue either, so I wasn't really mad that the character I didn't like so much was replaced with another character I didn't like so much. But, that's fine. On to the actual book portion, though. A series you were late to the party with. Okay, so for this one, I had to go City of Bones. Now, let me preface this. I did read this before these new cover editions came out. I got all of these for Mortal Instruments and Infernal Devices as a box set for Christmas one year because I thought they were so gorgeous. It was a Christmas gift for my grandparents, but I did get on with them really, really late, despite having gotten on with them before these new pretty covers came out. Just FYI. But I say that a lot. I'm sorry. Anyways, so I did start reading these in, let me see, I moved to Chicago in 2014. And then I started reading these probably late, like fall or winter of 2014, because that was when I met one of my best friends, and she was actually the one who introduced me to this series. And I do love this series. I actually haven't finished her newest, section of books. It's a new series, but it's in the same world, so I'm gonna consider it part of the same series, even though it's not technically. Anyways, I haven't finished those ones, the Lord of Shadows, Queen of Air and Darkness, Lady Midnight, those ones. I know that was not the right order, but ignore me, it's fine. I have them all, I own them all, and I will read them. Honestly, I will. I just have so many books I've been trying to read, and then I'm an English major too, so I'm reading like a lot of books for school. I read so much. It's honestly insane. I have to read so many books for school. So I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I will. But I definitely started reading these really, really late. They were like all already released. All the hype over them was completely over by the time I finally got to them. But honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm not super weird about having to read books as soon as they come out, or be one of the first people to read them, or even like be on the bandwagon as soon as it starts. I'm like, just follow behind. It's fine. I'd rather read them after everyone else has anyways, so that way when I'm obsessed with them, I have other people who have also read them that I can talk to about them. Because with books like Stalking Jack the Ripper, I read that when it first came out, and I had nobody to obsess over it with because none of my friends had read it yet. I forced them all to read it so that I could have people to talk to about it. So I don't mind getting on with books a little bit later. Okay, so this next one, question 7, is Leo Wyatt, book or series you turn to for pick-me-up. And for this one, I actually have multiple answers, so I'm going to try and go through them pretty quickly. Okay, the first one, obviously, To All the Boys I've Loved Before. It's just cute, it's happy, it's adorable. Peter Kavinsky is fantastic, Lara Jean is amazing, so I just love these. The next one's a little bit, well, the next few are a little bit dark. Any kind of gothic classics, I just love them. They make me happy. That is like my favorite genre of reading. So here I have my Edgar Allan Poe complete collection. I love Edgar Allan Poe. I have an Edgar Allan Poe themed tattoo. Fantastic. And then here I also have Frankenstein by Mary Shelley and Dracula by Bram Stoker. Just 2 more that honestly I just really enjoy, and they just, I love to read them, and I love to go back and just like visit certain parts of them. Okay, and then the last one that I have is Fangirl. Again, it's just really cute. All of these like contemporary, like romancy type, like young adult romance contemporary books, they're so cute, y'all. Like, can this be my life? Okay, I have another one here that is a kind of repeat, so I have 2 answers so that not everything is a repeat. Number 8 is Demons, a book or series that has a big following that you didn't really like. For this one, you all know, if you've watched my other videos, I was not a huge fan of Vampire Academy. I thought the plot was okay, but that main, but that main relationship, Rose and Dimitri, it really turns me off from the whole series, to be completely honest with you, and I just really can't be bothered to finish it. Okay, and then my other answer is kind of a half answer, if you will. I did really enjoy the first 3 books of the series when I read them. I did really love them. I just haven't gotten around to finishing them because I don't feel very motivated by the storyline. Like, the storyline of the 3rd book, I didn't feel very motivated to finish the rest of them, and that was Throne of Glass. And I've heard really fantastic things, about the rest of the series, and I did read the first 3, and then I also read her other series, A Court of Thorns and Roses. Yeah, took me a second to remember that. A Court of Thorns and Roses. I read that series, and I honestly loved those books. I thought they were so great. But for some reason, something about the plot of the 3rd book in the series, I couldn't get through it. But I do plan to go back and try to get through it because I did really enjoy the first couple. Okay, and then the last one, Forever Charmed, a book or series that had the perfect ending. I have 2 answers for this. Again, one is kind of a little bit of a cheat, but it's fine. So the first one is the Infernal Devices. This is Clockwork Angel. I don't know why I grabbed the first one to show you guys. I have all 3. I should have shown you the 3rd one. But this one, I felt like it had the perfect ending solely because of the love triangle. I feel like the only after reading this, I was like, the only right way to do a love triangle is to have her end up with both of them. Like, honestly, that sounds so bad, but I felt like, obviously, I don't think that that's true for all books, but I think that in this case, finishing out that love triangle the way that she did, I think it just worked out really well, and I really did enjoy that, and I loved how this series ended. And then I have another one that I love the ending because of a specific couple, and this one's kind of a cheat answer because I haven't actually read this book yet. But I know how it ends because I went in and I read the last chapter because I'm a terrible person. But let me show you the book before I go on my little mini rant here. The 100. These books, I've said it before, I'll say it again, they're not great. They're really not the greatest books. But if you've read the TV show, but if you've watched the TV show, I so highly recommend these books. Like, if you've watched the show, read the books. Just do it. They're not great, but you'll enjoy them, I promise. So I'm going to put that down because I have a little bit of a rant to go on. In the show, Clark and Bellamy have the most fantastic chemistry. If you didn't actually know, the actors who play Clark and Bellamy this summer surprised everybody by announcing they got married and nobody knew that they were dating. So that was really exciting, and it definitely gave me, and I'm sure a lot of other fans, a feeling of like, okay, I'm not imagining this chemistry that these characters have on screen. Like, it's real, it's there. Clearly the actors got married, so they're in love. Like, there's something. And so I've loved Clark and Bellamy as a couple, even though they're not technically a couple in the show, since I started watching it. So finally I went back and I read the books, and all of the books are just so different from the show, and the show is way, way better, honestly. But in the books, Clark and Bellamy are actually a couple. And the books did come out before the show, or the first 2 came out before the show, and then the other 2 came out as the show was coming out. And Clark and Bellamy are a couple in the books, and honestly, their relationship is really cute. And even though I haven't actually read Rebellion, I do know that it ends with, slight spoiler alert, it does end with Clark and Bellamy engaged, which I just love. It's almost like reading fan fiction, but like also not, because technically that's canon, because it is in the book that the show was based on. So, I can only hope that the TV show ends up deciding to follow in the book's footsteps. But even if it doesn't, at least I know that I have those books in my heart where Clark and Bellamy are real and they exist as a happy engaged couple. And I love that. I'm obsessed with that. So even though I didn't technically read the book, I think it ended pretty well. I've read the last chapter because I did that. I do those things. I skip ahead and I read the last page. It's fine. So I have read the last chapter and I love it so much. It ends so fantastic. Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that little rant I went on at the end there, but that is my Charmed book tag. I hope you enjoyed. I highly recommend a lot of these books, most of these books, and also highly recommend watching Charmed if you haven't seen it yet, which I know is crazy because it came out so long ago, but I didn't start watching it until 2015, 14, something like that. I was watching it while I was living in Chicago, so it was after 2014. So if you haven't watched Charmed, go do that. I'm gonna go do that right now, and hopefully at some point be able to finish it, but we'll see, because I keep starting shows and not finishing them. Yeah, cool. If you guys would like to see a video, not fully book related, but I'm also very passionate about TV and movies. I'm actually a film media minor, so books and movies and shows are kind of my whole thing. So if you guys would at all be interested in seeing a video on TV shows that I've started but never finished, and maybe why I haven't finished them, let me know, because I think that would be a really fun one to film. And thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!